All right, we're here again with Randy Couture. This time we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to talk about Strikeforce in the heavyweight tournament, June 18th. It has been acquired by the UFC. It's still under the Strikeforce name, and they're doing the heavyweight tournament June 18th, as I said. And the second round of the heavyweight tournament is Josh Barnett versus Brett Rogers. I personally see this kind of as a one-sided, just because of the experience that Josh has, and he's such a well-rounded fighter versus somebody like Brett Rogers who is a striker. Josh is not a dumb person. Josh is not a very highly intelligent fighter.
Go back a ways, but go back to Pedro Rizzo. And Rizzo, you know, Josh kind of got full of himself and decided that he was going to try and stand and bang with Pedro Rizzo, who's a world-class kickboxer and packs a punch like a mule. If Josh gets carried away with Brett Rogers, that same thing could happen. He could go to sleep that night. Rogers has a terrific right hand and is a pretty durable guy. I think I, like you, agree that Josh is a much more well-rounded fighter, and he's a pretty smart fighter too. I think he knows he doesn't want to stand and trade with a guy Brett Rogers' size with the kind of power that Brett has. So I expect that he's going to be wily. He's going to find a way to work the distance, get him close, find a way to trip him, put him on the ground. He's a tremendous submission guy. I don't think a lot of people realize how good his submission game is, but it's really, really good. So, you know, I think that's going to be a tall order for Brett.
I'm glad you actually brought that up, because I think that is part of the issue is the arrogance sometimes, and somebody like, and I've said this before, somebody like Josh Barnett, or not even somebody, Josh Barnett himself, that's part of the problem. He likes to come in and beat guys at their own game just to prove that he's just a better fighter, and I've seen that before, and that has been an issue even when we were putting the fights on about him coming in and fighting somebody like Pedro Rizzo. And he did. He knocked out Pedro in phenomenal fashion.
And he owed Pedro that one from the first time they fought. So I was surprised that Josh went back to the same game plan that cost him the first fight, because I thought he could beat Pedro if he got Pedro on the ground and he stood and banged with him, and I was like, oh my God, he's doing it again. And I thought it would go the other way, but Josh hit him with a nice one, put him out.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy knockout. So, you know, I guess maybe I came into this looking at it a little too one-sided. And you know, and Brett, I mean, even against Fedor, Brett did an unbelievable job, and I thought Fedor was going to walk through him.
He survived. He survived on the ground. He survived just about everywhere. A lot of people thought he won that first round, and I don't know that I disagree. So, and Brett's a game fighter, and if Josh gets squirrely, Brett could end his night. So I'm picking Josh. I think Josh is gonna you know, work his way around Brett and Brett's size and Brett's power, but it's going to be a fight.
So you're picking Josh. I'm going to go with Josh. Personally, I would love to see, just because of the history, which we all know about, and if you don't, but I would love to see Brett knock Josh out. I mean, but that's just me. I probably shouldn't say that. I'm going to say it. I'm going to go out on a limb. But at the end of the day, I think Josh is going to beat Brett.
I think Josh is going to beat him too, but it's going to be a good fight.